So here we are on Facebook and on Zoom, and I'm just changing chairs, but while doing that, we're all going to chant Vandanam. Hello, Kyla. Good to see you. Okay, now Vandanam, and I'll turn off my camera for a moment. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tathagata Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagratam Sahagam Vitam Sarvetam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Vishakan Vitam Cha Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanandjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Parayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Chuje Namaha. So we're just trying to set up, but let's see how we're doing. Putting the computer on a different stand. Okay, maybe we're okay. Let us see. We'll turn the camera on. Okay, dear devotees, or dear devotes, as we hear our Brazilian devotees saying. Maybe not Lilamoy Prabhu, but one or other of your family members. We hear them saying, dear devotes. So, here we've been busy in various ways and still trying to be busy, but we've got all sorts of things in the way on the table. But hopefully we're about okay now. So please excuse just a little bit of time to set up. Well, we've been processing the Kirtan guide, and we've been processing, believe it or not, the divine servitor. And so we've been very much engaged with words and with books and with tricky things in InDesign. So we're just trying to know the mind of the computers and continue. But in the meantime, back in the real world, we've got all of you good souls here who've come to hear something about Krishna. So I think the best person to start us off and get us into the spiritual mood is Paramananda Prabhu. So Prabhu, if you're free and able to do so.
After Kumkum DD Maharaj.
After, oh, she's brought something also. What
you always have something.
The Divine Servitor.
A collection. This is from where we've been reading, I think, yesterday in sermons too.
Ah, okay. So you have a collection. Okay, Kumkum, you're quite right, Paramananda. She's got a collection of things, and she's got some big screen in front of her. All the better to share lots of transcendental nectar.
Well, it's so enlightening where we're reading in Sermons of the Guardian of Devotion 2, as we call it in English. And this chapter called the Krishna Sun, Srila Guru Maharaj speaks a lot about ideals and our ideal differentiating us from lower species and the plane in which we live in other words, material, but rather to bring us up to a spiritual plane in our consciousness. And last night we were reading also about Sincerity, a beautiful article, with two articles actually together, and how we can listen to our inner heart, or can we trust that, or how can we trust that? And so this is what I have picked out. And this is from that chapter, the Krishna Son, and the section, let's see, it's sort of overlapping sections. And the second one is called Divine Attraction Reveals the Ideal. Srila Guru Maharaj says, a man should be judged by his ideal. If his ideal is great, he is great. Because if he is sincere, tomorrow or very soon, he will reach it. So our ideal is the all-important factor. We may not lose our high ideal very easily. It is not inferior merchandise to be disposed of cheaply in the market. It is most valuable, whatever the cost, no matter. And then skipping down just a little bit, and if every moment I move in every way with the ideal in my heart, I shall always make some progress towards it. If I can just stay in touch with my ideal, that will guide and inspire me in any and every action, whatever I shall do or undo, eat, rest, etc. My ideal will be overhead. And that will gradually take me out of all these entanglements and enticements. And one day or other, I shall be able to reach it. So the highest thing being presented here, but with all encouragement and hope, because this is the guidance that we are given from our gurus.
I have a quick question for Lilamoy Prabhu. Are you transmitting on your own private Facebook account, or are you on the Back to Basics account? Because I have it here, but I don't see any broadcasting.
Okay, I'll check. I'm not sure now.
All right. Yes, Kumkum DD. So now what are you going to tell us?
Well, remembering from all of these various places that we here at Villa Govinda have been reading lately, and it just seems like so much encouragement is there. It's impossible to think that we could be aspiring for the highest plane of existence that can happen in this world. How did that come to us? Yet it has. And Srila Guru Maharaj presents this, and we can't mistake it for being something simply good or pleasant or anything like that. He makes it clear that it's absolute truth. There is nothing higher, not even the gods will be able to understand such high things. And in the very next sentence, he's explaining how our sincerity means that we will attain to this. So it's impossible to think, and yet he's convincing us that's exactly what they're giving us. That sincerity will manifest for us. This is our aspiration. In my case, I have to say, at least I can aspire.
Looking at me, look at them.
I know the devotees here all understand this very, very well. So I bring it up so that I can hear more from you all and I can learn.
Well, Servitor and also Naza, they both know that this has been very much themes here, because this morning earlier in Ukraine, in the Ukraine Zoom, then we were discussing about this with other excerpts, that that have come up here and there. And we read this morning also from the Home Comfort, where Srila Guru Maharaj is just giving us very clear guidance for our devotional life based on sincerity. So Paramanand Prabhu, we have a very new devotee here called Tiger. And we've got old devotees here called Madhusudan. And Rupa Nugaru is getting older as time goes by. Krishna Priya, no, she's ever young. She's not getting older. But what would you like to share with us all for our sincerity theme, or as you wish to do?
Well, may I volunteer Krishna Priya for pretext to my talk, Maharaj? I have to admit I'm quite empty-headed at the moment, so I would like to have some inspiration. But if anyone have a question, that's going to be wonderful.
Okay, Shama Priya has a question. And I think Indulekha should ask a question. It's a long time since we've heard from you, but we know you're in the background and you do look after our Facebook and Instagram programs very nicely. Indulekha, would you like to share something? Or are you at work already?
Dandavad Maharaj and all the devotees. I had something I read recently, but I can go pull it up. But I need like 5 minutes to do it.
Okay, please do so, yes. And I see you're in very clear blue skies there in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Texas
Right.
today, right?
Yes.
All right. And is that octagonal building behind you, the Kirtan
Oh.
hall?
Yeah. So that's yeah. You can't really see the shape of it from here, but it is that, yes. And here's Texas.
Oh my goodness, it's Texas. Looks like Krishna's land to me.
Yeah, we've had so much rain this year. Yeah. And this is the hummingbird feeder.
A what?
A hummingbird feeder. Hummingbirds fly here and drink nectar from here. Oh, there's one. Oh, he's gone. Sorry. Okay. All
Okay,
right.
we'll hear from you in a few minutes.
Okay.
But good to see also the ashram there. Let all the devotees know there's a beautiful ashram in Austin, right? Austin, Texas?
Yeah.
Nearby. It's in the countryside nearby. A beautiful ashram there, and it's waiting to explode into a lively, living, busy oasis for devotees. All facilities are there, but we need devotees. Keshavanand Prabhu, are you listening? He may be, or on Facebook sometimes.
No, Maharaj, she's not listening.
What happened to our Facebook? Lilamoy Prabhu. Oh, yes, we are.
It's off now. Yeah.
She's not listening.
Yeah. Okay, good. We're on Facebook too.
Keshwanand has been booked, Maharaj.
Oh, he's not listening. You're not letting him listen, right?
No, he's not listening.
For Thailand.
Maybe he's listening, but it's not really entering his heart so much. Entering one ear, coming out from another.
All right.
But
so
now,
Krishna Pedidi, you're ready.
Yes.
You've got something to share with us. We'll hear something from Indulekha in a few minutes. And then Paramananda Prabhu will glide along in the current.
Excuse me, Paramananda Prabhu. Where are you?
Yes, Tiger.
Hello. Where are you? It looks like a Japanese.
Yes.
You're in Japan?
I am in Japan.
Okay, cool. I'm half Japanese. So.
Are you half Japanese?
Yeah.
I was wondering about your name.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Great.
Well, taiga also means, in Russian, it's primeval Siberian forest.
Yeah, the forest. Yeah, not my head, but yeah. And in Japanese, it means big river, but yeah.
Right.
Krishna Priyadevidasi, your microphone is off. Oh dear, you've been saying all this Harikatha with the microphone off.
Dandavat Maharaj and Dandavat everyone. So happy to see everyone here. I don't know how to explain. And Kumkum was so sweet. I don't know what to say, Maharaj. We're just happy to see everyone, and this day we're very intense watching the video. And now lately we was watching Bhagavad-Gita class from
By
Devashri
Devashish, yeah.
Prabhu. Yes.
But it's too late for us here. It's like 11 p.m. or 10:30, the live Zoom, but we can catch up with the recordings.
Yeah, and sometimes we have a lot of questions also, but we can't asking so much to Devashri Prabhu. Maybe we send a message. But actually, Lilamoy, he has some question for you, Maharaj. We was discussed a bit today, and maybe may ask you, or maybe Paramananda or Kumkum can answer also.
Well,
Okay,
let's
the
hear the
question.
question and we'll see.
Yes.
Okay, there's this part that I was like a few days ago, we were watching Srila Maharaj's video, and there's this part that he speaks about I'm not sure very detailed about it. Maybe you could elaborate on this. That always this Vedic knowledge that's always speak the truth, but not an unpleasant truth. Always speak the pleasing truth. And I couldn't find exactly the text, but I think I heard this from you, Gurudev, many Zooms ago, that I remember this part. Maybe you could elaborate that, or Paramananda, or maybe I can find the transcriptions or something like this.
Yes, Jai Gauranga Prabhu knows. Speech should be true, beneficial, and pleasing to hear. And you are on the Bhagavad Gita class. Which chapter is that in Bhagavad Gita?
No, I don't remember. We are on the 4th chapter. Maybe we didn't. But I really no, I don't know where it is in Bhagavad Gita.
No, so there is some verse like that, but this comes up not just once, this comes up repeatedly, because what are we meant to be doing? We're meant to be sharing what has been granted to us by Mahaprabhu and by the Guru Vaga. And so our general instruction is we should tell the truth. And what kind of truth? We should tell people about Krishna. We should tell people about the eternal world of joy instead of the topics of the suffering world, which is temporary. So to be truthful, to be beneficial, but pleasing to hear. So when you meet someone who's chewing on a hamburger, or ham is made of pigs, is it? Ham, maybe. Anyway, you don't just immediately say to them, you're going to go to hell for every hair on the back of the pigs, whatever it may be, because these descriptions may be there, but you're unlikely to make friends with such a person unless they are just ready to jump into Krishna consciousness. Rather, you're more likely to get a reaction from them, which would be opposite of what you want. So we do want to speak the truth, but we want to say something that's beneficial, but we want to say that it's something which is pleasing to hear. And most of you have been listening to some descriptions given by Rupa Goswami in the Upadeshamrita. And so the very first verse of the Upadeshamrita and the very first guidance of the first verse is to control our speech. And so we'll find there too various elucidation about controlling our speech. And those who are absolutely truthful from birth, then their speech has much potency. And I may be wrong, but in Bhagavatam there is some description, certainly of somebody, and I think it's Prahlad Maharaj, who even joking never told a lie, even when playing with the other children, as young children, never told a lie, with joke, with story, whatever it is, but everything was truthful. And truth is satya katha. It is giving us eternality. And mitra katha is death katha, which is lies. Telling lies is inviting death. This is, do we want eternality, or do we want to be bound up? So truthfulness is really the goal. The real truth is Krishna. Reality, the absolute truth. Krishna, the absolute truth. And so as far as we can, we'll bring any conversations towards the absolute truth and do good for others, but in a pleasing way. Not even Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, do not disturb others. Do not disturb the mind of others. We want to get them to adopt the practices of Krishna consciousness. So very often, we say, oh, you are doing this, you're doing that, you're doing meditation, you're doing fast, you're doing charity. Add Krishna, add the chanting of Krishna's name. And then bit by bit, a little bit more can be put there, but to give some truthful, something which is beneficial for them. So controlling our tongue, which is meant to be attached to the mind, and the mind is meant to be attached to the intelligence. We've got to make sure those cables which are attaching them are not rusty, and then try to feed that intelligence again with clean nourishment, which is from our masters. And maybe Jai Gauranga found, oh, you were not looking, or you know the verse already. What's the Sanskrit verse, Jai Gauranga Prabhu?
Dandavats Maharaj, Dandavats dear devotees. Unfortunately, no, I don't know that verse, and I can look for it now. I have on my shelf.
Well, I can tell you where you can look. You can look in the chat box.
That's true.
Because Seva Rupa, she's been hard at work, and I don't know if this is what we were exactly looking for. Where is this from, and who's this from? Seva Rupa?
Dandavats Maharaj and dear devotees. It's from the Greatest Benediction. It's just a insert, but I think the one you're meaning is the one after, from Bhagavad-Gita 15.
Okay, the Greatest Benediction, who is speaking this? This is what we want to know. Is Gurudev or Guru Maharaj or somebody else?
Check. Oh, sorry. It's Guru Maharaj.
Srila Guru Maharaj, okay.
In which? Holy Engagement.
Holy Engagement, okay. Okay, so Jai Gauranga Prabhu, you can read Seva Rupa Devarasi, she's rendered the service of locating this quote. You can read this for us with understanding. So you transmit the meaning kindly.
Yes, Maharaj. This is the full translation? Oh, yes, this is the full translation in the chat here, yes.
It's Guru Maharaj explaining. So Srila Srirama. So Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Right.
And Jai, the book that it's from, Holy Engagement Key, Jai.
Oh, okay. So, the gracious benediction, Satyam Priya Hitancha Yat. Speak the truth, tell the truth, not lies, while at the same time be mindful not to be eager to give delivery to unpleasant truth. That does not mean you'll speak lies because it is pleasing. We are to speak the truth with the condition that it must be pleasing. Otherwise, we should not say anything unnecessarily. Priya means tasteful, pleasing. Truth may not necessarily be pleasing, so where does the element pleasing have its standing? It is above truth. It is of the mercy character. Truth is something like justice, but pleasingness is in the category of mercy, in the category of mercy above justice. It is possible that there is something more than truth. Sympathy, mercy, grace, love, charm, and beauty are above naked truth. Without these qualities, truth will be just law, untasteful, and ultimately that will come to the non-differentiated Brahma conception. Wow.
And well read, by the way. Pleased to hear this. And here is that verse. And you can read the verse, see how you get on with the Sanskrit.
Okay. So, Anuve karam vyakyam satyam priya hitanchajat sadyaya bhyasanam chaiva vanyam tapa uchyate.
And just skip down to the meaning.
Okay. Speech which does not disturb others, which is truthful, pleasing, beneficial, as well as regular recitation of the Vedas, all these are known as verbal austerity.
Okay, so Jai Gauranga, which book does that come from?
It's Bhagavad-Gita?
Yeah. Bhagavad-Gita. Jai. There. So Lilamoy Prabhu, are you satisfied?
More than.
He almost cried, Maharaj.
Almost cried.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, come on, not so much. But it's so profound. It's really, I don't know.
Because we've been discussed already a few days about this, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Like, we don't complete how it's like what is meaning and how it's have to look from our
Perspective, yeah.
perspective. Yes, it's now really clear.
So you can practice all this with the animals and the snakes and the scorpions and things that you see around the farm. I was practicing with the donkeys a couple of days ago. So Indu Lake is going to share something with us in a moment. And Tiger, I saw you had a question. Keep your question for a little while. We're going to hear something from Texas. That's where you're from. No, you're from Carolina. Kumkum's from...
Yeah. Husband, Texas.
Husband is from Texas, and we had a Texan hat, Rishabh Dev Prabhu, and they had a Texan belly for a long time. So maybe Indu Lake... Ah, yes.
Yeah, I'm having trouble. Technical troubles today. I don't know how to flip my camera.
If you turn it sideways, it'll also give us a better... Ah, now it looks like... Oh, wait.
Well, damn. Well, maybe I'll just turn it around. You can tell me if you can see me.
Yes, we can see you. Oh, yes, perfect composition. Yes.
Okay, well, I cannot see you. So
we can make faces without you noticing. Yes, please say what you have.
Oops. I've been reading from Sri Guru and His Grace. And there are a few places that are on my mind today, especially after hearing Kumkum DD's Sincerity speech. So I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit, but it's all connected. So, Guru Maharaj says, we have left all social concerns and so many other shackles. For what? And I think the devotees, they live a little bit of a strange life compared to the society. Like sometimes when I hang out with regular people, I just feel like I'm not like, I don't have the same interests. So we left so many social concerns and so many other shackles for what? Why did I live this like regular life? So for the absolute truth. And wherever I shall find that, I must bow my head. And I'm materialistic, so I'm thinking, okay, I made this like sacrifice of my social life. For what? For the absolute truth. So it's like I already kind of paid for it a little bit. So I have to be invested in this absolute truth. But what is it? So Guru Maharaj says, and wherever I shall find that, I must bow down my head. And if a great soul shows us, this is the path to where you will find your thirst quenched. The line is in this zigzag way. We must accept that for our own interest. We are worshippers not of form, but of substance. If the current of spiritual substance comes another way, but I think that I must try to go this way to reach my goal, it is only jealousy, blind tenacity to stick to the physical thing. And this word tenacity stuck in my head because like in business world or in sports or in anything really, like tenacity usually considered good because you like have a goal and you just go forward no matter what. You're tired, you're sick, it doesn't matter. You have tenacity, you're gonna go there and you're gonna reach it. And it's like good because then you can get whatever you want if you're really tenacious. Eventually, you're probably gonna get it. But here, Guru Maharaj says blind tenacity. And I think in the spiritual life, like sometimes you do get stuck in your idea of what it should be like. And even in the scriptures, sometimes you hear the, like it's supported by the scriptures in some way. And you kind of like leave aside your sincerity and just go towards this goal. But it's not necessarily good thing because spirituality is alive and you kind of have to be also alive and vigilant like every day because this goal you're going for, it might change. And if you're not sincere, then you're going to miss it and you're going to just waste your time on something that is dead. So we must free ourselves from this material contamination and try to understand the value of spiritual truth. We should always be prepared for that. We must follow what is necessary for our own interest. So that's one little thing. What do you guys think?
we are all listening with one pointed attention, as in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ekkaman, one mind attention. You have that word tenacity that's been in your mind. I have the word fervor, which has been in my mind these last couple of days, because Guru Maharaj was saying about how we must always be looking for the truth, and we must also have our eyes open. We want to have our gurus, we want to have guides, but the guides may give different instructions. And so how are we to think what is the best thing to do? So Srila Guru Maharaj finally was saying that, so a devotee said, well, when we look in ourselves, that we do not feel pure enough to communicate with the Chaitya Guru. And then Guru Maharaj answered, that is so, and therefore it will be better, safer, more helpful and easier if we are able to secure a Siksha Guru. But in an extreme case where that is not possible, we must then turn with fervor to our inner Guru, the Chaitya Guru. This word fervor, very kind of strong word of focus, attention, absolute attention. Sincerity, the sincerity theme, searching for the truth, the truthful line.
Yeah. And I think even when you do have a guru, sometimes he might say something that doesn't align with your idea of the path. Sometimes he might say like, it's a zigzag way. It's like this way and then the opposite way. And you also have to be ready for that. That even your guru might say something that it's hard to hard to accept at first. But what he's saying is infinite. So actually, there's another piece also from Shri Guru and His Grace. One who is going to deal with the infinite must always be conscious of his weakness. Then only will he be able to draw light from the divine. And I thought it was so cool because I tend to think that I'm so smart, I'm so cool, I'm reading all these cool books. But it's actually infinite, and you should be conscious of your weakness when you're dealing with that. And it's like a little bit relaxing to me. Like, okay, yeah, I'm weak, I'm not that smart, and I'm dealing with something that's so much beyond me that I shouldn't try to overpower it. So, and then Guru Maharaj says, to understand the words of Gurudev is not very easy. Gurudev is infinite. In his words, he also deals with the infinite. We can't put it under limitation thinking that we have finished what he wanted to give us. We are students, and we shall remain students forever. So, and later, Guru Maharaj also says, like, if a guru gives a disciple one letter, that one letter is like infinite. That means like it's going to be like ever new, and you will never be able to completely understand it. And that's very exciting.
Jai.
Yeah.
You can turn the camera around and see everybody now. And you're the one we go to for technical problems. So I'm sure you can find a button to turn the camera around.
Okay.
There's the stand. Okay, we got that.
I don't know. I'm
Hare.
sorry. I just dropped my phone before the call, so maybe something broke.
No, it didn't.
Okay, Maharaj, whatever you say, I believe. Maybe I'll have to leave and come back.
Okay, don't worry. Just be with us. Don't leave. Because we're going to hear from Paramananda Prabhu now. Oh, Jai Gauranga who just put up his hand.
Dandavats Maharaj. If I can wait if Paramananda Prabhu. I just had a very small question, but
Oh no, please ask the question because Paramananda is up next.
Definitely ask Jai Gauranga.
oh, okay. It's just with what Indulekha Didi was reading, about approaching the Chaitya Guru, because I've heard from some disciples of Srila Gurudev like that, they pray to Gurudev and they feel internally like Gurudev is answering that question. So is that the Chaitya Guru or is that Srila Gurudev? And is there a point where Gurudev becomes like the external Guru being Srila, in this case Srila Govinda Maharaj, that he becomes the Chaitya Guru? I don't know if that's relevant or a good question, but yeah.
We shall hear Paramananda's opinion.
We just had the same question, Maharaj, a few BBBCs back. Remember that?
More or less.
Yes, about the position of Chaitya Guru. Paramatma, Chaitya Guru, and well, at that time I did reply what I heard from Guru Maharaj, and fortunately Sevarupa found the exactly same talk or exactly same words of Srila Guru Maharaj, so that was good to know. So what Guru Maharaj was saying there is that the Chaitya Guru, for when one is a Sukriti one, a fortunate person, a person of a certain purity, he can recognize the guidance of the Chaitya Guru. So Krishna will guide him from inside, from his inner heart, through Paramatma. And Paramatma is always described as a very neutral form of the Lord, observer form of the Lord. But when that happens, that person will be pushed to get that connection with the sadhu, connection with the living representative or representatives. There's a multitude of gurus, as we know. And by coming in that connection, from that point, they will take that sincere soul and guide that sincere soul further. So I have never heard Srila Guru Maharaj referring that a guru, your Gurudev, will become a Chaitya Guru. It's quite two different things. The Guru Tattva and Paramatma Tattva, they're different things. They might seem to be similar and executing a similar kind of function, but they're not the same. So if you're sincere and your connection with your spiritual master, with sadhu, with Vaishnava, a saintly personality is valid, then you will receive instructions from him. But actually what Indulekha was just quoting is one of the most profound, and there are many, but one of the most profound statements of Guru Maharaj when he is saying, I'm going to bow down to any direction where I perceive that current is coming. And that tells us how non-sectarian we have to be, how we should get rid of all the prejudices that we accumulated about. We always think we know something, and this is how it should be, and that is how it should be, and this is how the spiritual life should be. We're getting attached to a particular form, which is normal. and the beginning. It's normal, help our faith to grow. But at a certain stage, we have to abandon it. I'm not saying abandon, just throw it away in a trash bin, but become more mature so we can see that this current is not to be controlled by our mind or projections of mind or how it should be. It's come absolutely independent. It's absolutely independent. It's very dynamic. It's very living. There is a reason why it is described like a snake. It moves in a zigzag way. Means we like to analyze everything. Calculative mentality. We want to understand, why is this happening? Why is that happening? This is how it should go? Why is the trajectory goes? There is no trajectory. There is no rhyme, no reason. Guru Maharaj points that out in expression of Krishna's will. So again, we just heard how sometimes it's difficult to understand Guru, the spiritual master. And we have to understand Guru Tattva is not different from Krishna. He's transmitting Krishna's desires, Krishna's will. He is giving connection with that world of infinite dynamics that are absolutely inconceivable by our puppet brain and can never be conceived by anything that is a part of this mortal world, mundane world. So it's a very big thing, and we're just scratching. We're even not starting to scratch the surface of that. But there is a certain grace, and by that grace, we may be able to receive something in our heart that will keep us going. It's very mystical. So not to try to analyze too much. Like we've been hearing Govinda Maharaj, in Keshavananda was trying to answer that question. He was saying, Gurudev was saying, well, many devotees want to know why this, why is that, why, how many hands Nrsimhadev have, and how does he eat, and all. Seemingly absolutely unnecessary things. Good questions, right questions. This is what should we ask. And really a good example of that perfect question that led to perfect answers. And like a lot of them. Who I am and why I am here and why I'm suffering. And that's by Sanatana Goswami. A perfect question. That's all you need to know. What is going on? And that led to the longest chapter of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And by the grace of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, it was probably summarized in many different ways. And conversation might have been even longer. But anyhow, just wanted to say something about telling the pleasing truth when we're talking about it. And I don't know what Lilamoy Prabhu was referring to. The Vedas are telling or in the Vedas it is said, as Bhagavad-Gita it is said. But I'm just remembering how Govinda Maharaj was saying on a similar occasion, similar question. We are not to we're not to expect to be told what is pleasing to us on this mundane plane, not to conform our mundane aspirations. But the delivery have to be pleasant and truthful. And in that connection, I just remember Prahlad Maharaj talks about the family life. Anyone remembers that? It's hard, once you read it, it's hard to forget. It stays with you forever. It's very strong. And it's, very truthful at the same time. Anyone remembers that?
Mike was on this whole time. I'm so sorry.
Maharaj, do you have any memories?
Oh, pretty ghastly memories.
Yes. So the Gurudev was making a point. We shouldn't expect that so-called pleasantness to satisfy our mundane aspiration, to hear what we want to hear. And that's when Guru comes in play. That why Srila Govinda Maharaj was asked, are you ready to follow me and not your mind? And if our mind is not ready, Guru may say absolutely anything that is not according to what we think, and we may think it's not pleasant. That's not pleasant delivery. I was expecting something else. So there's lots of things to consider. It's not black and white as usual. When we talk about Krishna consciousness, nothing is black and white. There's infinite shades of white, infinite shades of black, and infinite shades of any other colors there is, and there are infinite colors present. So these things to be considered. But the delivery have to be sensible, not to offend people. And quite often, those who are experts in contacting people or so-called preaching to people, they can analyze how much that person can take and what kind of language is good to use and what kind of themes are good to stress, all those things. But it comes with the experience. That's all I wanted to say.
And Srila Guru Maharaj asked of Srila Gurudev, can you follow me and not your mind? But we hear, we know Srila Gurudev is repeatedly expressing this to the devotees also. The same theme, follow me, not your mind. And I think all of us here, probably by now, we saw that video, the most recent video in the YouTube channel of Srila Govinda Maharaj video series. And there you can see some of that nature of Srila Gurudev, where just follow me, all these things, this, that, all these other things. How is Nrsingadev eating? As you were mentioning, Gurudev is saying that all these are not so necessary, but can you follow me? And this is why it's good to know Gurudev, to know how he expects us to follow him, what he expects us to do. And on the subject of the Guru and understanding the manifestations of the Guru, also in Sri Guru and His Grace at Indulekha's reading from just a little earlier, you can see right at maybe the very first words of the book is Srila Prabhupada, and he's expressing. And there he's saying one part, and I'm sitting with his disciple right here beside me. And Srila Prabhupada is saying, gentlemen, the offering of such a homage as has been arranged this evening to the Acharya Dev, this is the Vyasa Puja of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is not a sectarian concern. For when we speak of the fundamental principle of Gurudev or Acharya Dev, we speak of something that is of universal application. There does not arise any question of discriminating my Guru from yours or anyone else's. There is only one Guru who appears in an infinity of forms to teach you, me, and all others. And actually, was this in the presence of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? I'm not sure. It's an essay. Do you know?
I was thinking 1941.
So it'll be after.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, it may have been a disappearance celebration.
May have been disappearance. Okay, in honor of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, where he's expressing this point. So we are also told, and sometimes we feel the environment is telling us things, and even the regular people of the world say the environment is telling me something. But there is, in the upper world, in the pure world, a wave where everyone and everything is helping us. But that wave is here for the devotees. The stick may be here for the non-devotees to try to get a little sense into them. But for the devotees, Krishna is taking the charge. And so what is happening in the environment, we are being taught by Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, we have to adjust to the environment, knowing, as Guru Maharaj said, that Krishna's affectionate hand is behind everything. So there does not arise any question of discriminating my Guru from yours or anyone else's. There is only one Guru who appears in an infinity of forms to teach you, me, and all others. And this book, Sri Guru and His Grace, this is coming to gather together the teachings of our masters. And they're teaching us that it is the function, Guru Maharaj is teaching, it's a function of the Lord himself. And even I think Srila Prabhupada in this article is saying, it's the function of the Lord himself to rescue the fallen souls, to give guidance to the fallen souls to come back. And I did have another quote just before, but I think I lost it. But it was in that section, to err is human. Let me see if I can just quickly find that. It wasn't actually that part. Oh, but yes, about our need for a guru. Yes, well, we can read from there, but it was a little later on that I was looking at just now. Srila Guru Maharaj is saying, to err is human. To err, to make error, is inevitable for all being not perfect. Still, no one wants to remain imperfect. There is an element within all that is animate, that tends towards perfection. If it were not so, we would feel no want at all. Our tendency towards perfection is certainly very weak and limited. Otherwise, we could attain the goal at once. Our limited capacity and tendency for tendency for perfection makes room for the guide or the guru. And this is very familiar to most of the devotees, these expressions of Guru Maharaj. What I was going to read was this next short paragraph, Guru Maharaj saying, the imperfect is not so if it is not in need of help, and that also from beyond itself. And the perfect is not perfect if he cannot assert himself or help others, and that too of his own accord. So the guidance to perfection or absolute truth is necessarily a function of the Absolute himself. And the divine agent through whom this function manifests is Sri Guru, or the divine guide. Hare Krishna. Sincerity. This week, we should call the Sincerity Week. This is the Gurudev's first world tour. Mohanananda Prabhu came back saying, this was the hot tour. Humility, honor, and tolerance. We taught him spelling later on. And now, but this week is the Sincerity Week, because everything we're coming across has got this sincerity current flowing. Yes, Indulekha Devirasi, we see your third hand.
Okay, what you were reading, Maharaj, reminded me of another piece here in Sri Guru and His Grace, because I thought if we are limited, to err is human, then we need like constant guidance towards the Lord, like constant. Otherwise, we can't really do it. So this reminded me of this different part, also from Sri Guru and His Grace. It says, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, I'm going to skip the Sanskrit, but one certainly cannot get complete knowledge from only one guru. In the highest stage, so in the highest stage of devotion, We must see not only one Guru, we must see that Guru is everywhere. So I thought that's the only way you can actually, get to the spiritual world. Because you need like this constant reminder. So in the land of Krishna, all are gurus. Our transformation should be towards that. Everything in the spiritual world, the entire environment is our guru, and we are servants. To enter into Vaikuntha or Goloka means that on all sides we must see Guru and pay our respects. There is gradation, of course, but all are Guru. There are different classes of Guru. All Vaishnavas are considered Gurus. If the spiritual master gives even one letter to the disciple, what is contained there is infinite. The knowledge given by the spiritual master is infinite. To know and understand it fully, however, different sources are necessary. I never heard that. And there's a little bit more. In the highest position, not in my position, one can read devotion to Krishna from everywhere. If we can attain the proper vision, then everything will supply inspiration towards the performance of our duties. Whenever Mahaprabhu saw a forest, he saw it as Vrindavan. Whenever he saw a river, he saw the Yamuna. Whenever he saw a hill, he saw it as Govardhan Hill. In that highest stage, wherever we cast our glance, it will remind us about the Lord. That is the duty of Guru. They will teach us. They will press us to engage ourselves in the service to Krishna. Wherever we cast our glance, whatever we come in contact with will only excite us. Do your duty. That is Guru. Our Guru is whoever gives us impetus for the service of Krishna, whoever helps us to look towards the center. So, because every atom in Vaikuntha and Goloka will encourage us towards our duty, they are all our gurus. Gurus will be very amply available when we can raise ourselves to a higher level.
Jai. And an expression which may be there in Sri Guru and His grace or not, but we have repeated several times, one of those expressions that gives me happiness, somehow I've been able to remember, is that in the upper world, everyone is mad to help everyone else. So it's very, very hopeful. What a beautiful plane. And I'm happy to be with all of you mad devotees, mad to help each other. We do want to help each other. we need each other. And Gurudev, how much he gave to help us all, really. And his example is our gold standard, of course. Hare Krishna. By the way, I know we're a little over time, but also when you were saying in your first time expressing about how one letter from the Guru contains everything there, and gently also reminded of Srila Prabhupada, how Gurudev said he only met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur a handful of times, maybe 7, maybe a little more than one hand. And mainly it was in the audience, not extensive close association. But what he received from him there, that he took on his head. And taking that on his head, you see what happened. The whole world became Krishna conscious. And he was prepared by Guru Maharaj. Not in any sectarian way, but catching that current. Okay, dear devotees. Oh, Dana, you appeared. You've arrived at the end of our program. Don't forget about clocks going backwards and forwards. I know it's a confusing world. I think that doesn't happen in the spiritual world. So we all need to go there soon, at least so we don't have to adjust for the daylight saving. Hare Krishna. Anyway, Dana, welcome. All right, dear devotees. Oh, Tiger. Now we know you're half Japanese.
Yeah.
Half Japanese Tiger, yes.
And half Zimbabwean, yeah.
And living in England.
Yeah.
Jai.
Jai. So my question was actually about this friend I'm talking to. Well, he's a new friend that I met at the Soho temple. I'm trying to get him into Krishna consciousness. So I guess I'd like some some advice on that. Yeah.
You know what, Tiger? We can keep this until next time.
Okay.
Because our time is a little bit over, and
okay.
Subject of how to convince people about Krishna consciousness is not necessarily a small subject, but
No,
we do have very recently Srila Gurudev's expressing that in that video I mentioned, and where Srila Gurudev is saying, start with yourself, basically. We have to be the devotee, not just theoretically, not just we put some clothes and like say that we are a teacher, or yes, I can tell you something, you don't know this, you don't know this. But we need to be the devotee, and then we might have some hope to give some heart encouragement to other people. But it's a bigger subject, and we can keep this for another time. And I see some appreciative and humble notes in the chat box. So everything is good. And for this week, or for this Thursday, our Thursday, maybe everyone's Thursday. Yes, everyone's Thursday here. But late on Thursday in Japan, nighttime. But for this Thursday, then we'll continue, and we've also got service here. And Tiger, come and join us next week, and others will consider what's the best way to try to make a friend into a real devotee, and actually then be their real friend. Because the function of a real friend is to give the best help. And Ananda Sarupini joined us too. I only just noticed you. I don't know if you were here earlier, but we're just coming to the end of this Zoom with Jai. Oh, would you like to say Jai? Kumkum's been very quiet. She gave us our beginning. She got us all started, and look what happened from the seed of your reading, not just reading, but expressing. So let's come to Kumkum for the Jais at the end.
All glories to all of the Vaishnavas present before us and all over the world. Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai.
Jai.
Om Vishnu Pad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sen Kirtan Ki Jai. Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Gaur.
And Jai Kumkum Devi Dasi Ki Jai. Blessed by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev. She's a fit blesser of us all.
And to our very, very different Srila Bhakti Ranjana
Paramananda Prabhu. Paramananda has his camera off, but appreciating very much always your contribution and your heart to all of the devotees. Dandavat, all devotees. Tungarasa Devidasi also with us on the Facebook, and maybe others there too. So indeed, obeisances to you all, those who are getting paid for watching while we are here, and those of you who are giving your time freely. Okay, Dandavat, Dandavat. Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj. Induleki Devi, much appreciate your contributions. Beautifully expressed. Hare Krishna. Govinda Govinda, Ashchi, bye bye. And Jai Gauranga Prabhu, what time is it in Australia?
It's 12:09, 12:12, Maharaj.
My goodness, okay. Jai Gurudev.